I mean, it was kind of a surreal feeling. Something you kind of always know, but you don't want to admit. I kind of always suspected, you don't make it through 4 deployments without coming up with something. I guess I just never wanted to really admit that it was really what it was. That was the most difficult part. You tell your whole story to people. You have to tell it over and over and over and over again. It's pretty frustrating because you almost feel like you're having to prove to each one of these people that you are who you say you are, and you've been to the places you say you've been. You've seen and done the things that you say you've seen and done. I spoke to the first person I talked to when I got back. The first professional I spoke to when I got back was an Air Force psychiatrist up at Little Rock Air Force Base, and she was very understanding. She was very polite. She was very, very kind, and she was invested in me personally. She wanted to help me.
Well, when we actually found out and he came home and was able to see a doctor for the first time and get an actual diagnosis, it was really helpful because we were able to start him on a therapy and the medicine that he needed so he could move forward. Rather than just assuming that's what we always knew may have been a problem. Now that we know and we can get the help we need, has been really helpful, and we hope that we can move forward the right way.
I'm sure a lot of veterans have a concept of what they think PTSD is, and it's different for everybody. And then a lot of civilians have their own preconceived notions, I'm sure, as well, as they do with anything. People have preconceived notions of politics, of war, of police, cops, anything.
It's extreme disturbance. It can be violence that someone has incurred. This violence can be a disturbance that has come from an attack, a violent experience that a person has either witnessed or experienced, him or herself. In therapy, you find out, first of all, what was the incident, and then you're able to figure out how to arrange the therapeutic environment, how to begin helping.
He really has informed me about it since day one, since he's always thought that's what it was. It's run in his family before with his grandfather. So we had a good idea that that's what it was, and he was very well informed on it.
I grew up with my father. My father had PTSD, but he experienced it before they actually diagnosed it. They didn't know what it was back then. He was in the Vietnam War, and I remember as a young person, as a young child, you never woke him up because he would react so violently, not realizing even where he was, and he had symptoms that we didn't really realize were symptoms until much later.
It's still hard with the treatments and things because not everything's going to work for everybody. You're going to hit and miss, and that's with anyone who has any kind of mental disabilities or really anything who has depression, schizophrenia, any of those. It doesn't matter who you are. Medicines, treatments, everything's going to be different for the individual person. So you're going to hit and miss several times before you get the right thing. So something that may work for someone, we're going to have to try it out. We're going to go through lots of no's before we hit the perfect yes.
Sometimes PTSD strikes in places where you wouldn't expect it. If someone is attacked, someone can have PTSD. If someone is in a wreck or is injured, that can cause PTSD. Our soldiers are often injured with PTSD. Therapy can take a person from that kind of trauma that interrupts real life to being able to function in activities of daily living that are not interrupted.
I was shocked. Well, not shocked. I was very concerned, worried, because I knew what it meant. It meant that he had experienced something traumatic that was going to affect him for the rest of his life.
I didn't know what to think, to be honest. He said it, but I don't guess it sunk in until he was home for a while.
We send these guys and young ladies over there, and we expect them to do this job. They experience things that normal people don't ever see, and it's things that they can't ever forget. And we expect them to come back and live normal lives and be normal, and when they don't, we want to kick them out the door or shun them, and that is totally not the right thing to do. We need to embrace the fact that they've been over there, that they've experienced these things, that they've done them for our benefit, and we need to help them all we can.
Knowing who he is inside, and the man, the boy that we raised, to see him in that much pain and not be able to do anything about it. I don't think there is a greater pain for a parent to see their child hurt and not be able to fix it.
When people hear the term PTSD, they immediately think negative, and he's going to have to deal with that for the rest of his life.
People with PTSD are not psychopaths. We're not crazy, in the traditional sense of the word, I guess. We don't want to hurt you. Even though I have PTSD, I cope with it, and I've gotten treatment for it, and I'm okay. I'm a functioning member of society, a functioning, contributing member of society.